Hello, friends. I think I finally got this up and running. Um, this is a little crazy with the sound and the lag, but I think I've got it. So for my friends who are going to join me at some point, for those who don't know why they're here, but they just saw that I'm live, thank you for joining me. We're talking tonight. Um, oh, I'm sorry you're going to have buffers. I am sorry. I tried changing the signal, changing the output. For anybody who's here, hi PLC programmer. I am sorry if you are having any buffing issues. I have spent the past 40 minutes trying to fix all sorts of fun issues. So for my computer savvy friends out there, I apologize. But I'm glad that you're here, and hopefully you can hear me. And wave hello or comment that you can hear me, just so I know that we're not on a super extreme lag. But I do think I fixed the lagging problem. And again, welcome. I'm so glad you're here and that I'm not all alone in the YouTube universe. But today we are talking about feeling frustrated with the law of attraction. So perhaps I somehow attracted this buffer. Maybe I did, or maybe you did. I don't know. Maybe we co-attracted this buffering together. And the universe is showing us exactly how the law of attraction works. Because you know what? I was worried about it. Oh, it's streaming good. Yay. Thank you, PLC. But this is what we're here to talk about, is feeling frustrated with law of attraction. And perhaps just by putting that word frustrated in the title, I've attracted frustration. But one of the best ways to handle frustration is with a good sense of humor. And I try to have a sense of humor, but let's face it, it doesn't always happen. Law of attraction is one of those double-edged swords. I know I talked about this a little bit last week. For those who don't know what the law of attraction is, and right now when I say those, I mean PLC programmer, because you are the lone star here with me. You are spending this time with me, and I appreciate you. If you do not know what law of attraction is, it is the thought or theory that our thoughts and feelings bring events, people, and things to us, and can also push things away. And that's what I meant by the double-edged sword, that so often people here will just think positively and it will all come to you. Be positive, be happy. And we all know very happy people and good people and well-meaning people who are doing their very best. And this could be you. It could be somebody you know, but they're doing everything right in terms of having a positive attitude. They don't let anything get to them, and still garbage happens to them. It does. It happens to all of us. We all have moments of frustration, of anxiety. We all have things that can cause us to lose faith. Last week last week on my Facebook post, my Facebook video, which is still there on my site, or page rather, I was talking about how law of attraction really, it's kind of in its own category. It's not affiliated with any particular belief system. There's a lot of people of all different faiths who also believe law of attraction. I think another good term for it would be law of energy, that the energy we put out is the energy we get back, whether that is thought, feeling, and even in most major religions, if you want to get religious or spiritual, most belief systems say that kind of what you put out is what you get back. The belief system I grew up with was Christianity. But I know a lot of people, and I have friends of all different faiths, And it is pretty similar. The difference being that law of attraction is kind of putting it all in your own hands, which a lot of spiritual beliefs do. Like they put it up to God, but you in the meantime have to do good works or works of faith, and you do something and you believe and you have faith that it is going to happen in the way it is supposed to. And that really, I do hold to that. I believe that life is a combination of things. It's not just fate. It's not just divine timing, if you will, or God timing. I believe that we do have free will. And part of our free will is learning how to attune our mind and our thoughts and our feelings in a place that is going to be high vibrational. Some of you may think, what on earth is high vibrational? What does that mean? And high vibrational means that you are in a place of peace, of joy, of happiness, of contentment. Some people might call that Zen. In the Buddhist belief, when you release all expectations, you find yourself in that space of peace. Where law of attraction says it's okay to expect things, but be careful what you expect, because what you're expecting, whether it's good or bad, will come to you. So if you're sitting there driving in traffic, worrying about an accident, all of a sudden, bam, something happens. Law of attraction is saying, hey, maybe stop worrying. Have a little faith in the people around you. Have a little faith that you're a good driver, that you know what you're doing. That's very different from being cocky and overconfident and not paying attention, because you're like, yeah, I can take my hands off the wheel, not pay attention, I will get there just fine. No, it is have faith in the skills that you have learned to get you from point A to B and A to Z in one piece. And so PLC, do you have any questions, if you are still with me, about the law of attraction, what it's about, or have you ever heard of it before, or is this the first time you're being introduced to it? And in the meantime, I'm going to keep talking, but type in your question, and if I have anybody else with me, feel free to type in the questions. I wish we could communicate through microphone. One of these days I'm going to do a live stream on Zoom, and invite you guys to just come and join me on Zoom. I believe I can have up to 100 people join in, either 100 or 150. So we could have a nice big old party, with people asking questions and trying this together, and where instead of relying on typing and not having to worry about lag, thanks YouTube for changing your whole system. It worked better before. Thank you, YouTube. But anyway, so with law of attraction, there are, and the whole reason for my book that's coming out this Friday is because of the frustration so many have felt with it. So many have wondered, does it work? Why isn't it working the way I thought it would? And the problem is it works exactly as it should, both good and bad. And the problem is we as human beings are very inconsistent. We are inconsistent beings. We change our thoughts so quickly that we can barely keep up. If you stopped for 1 minute, and this is why a lot of people have trouble meditating, but if you stopped and followed your stream of thoughts for 1 minute, the sheer number of thought changes can just boggle the mind. So when you think about that and add in all of your daily stress, all of the things that you're worried about all the time, and you think, okay, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be positive all the time. That is very difficult, and it takes a lot of training. And again, it takes the release of expectation. that Zen belief of release your expectations, release your wants, release your needs, and suddenly everything evens out. I had a friend many years ago. She was having trouble with a person in her life, and she might even hear this at some point. Hi, if you are hearing this, sending you love. And this person was constantly disappointing her. This person was, and this conversation happened way before I had ever even heard of law of attraction. But I had learned this lesson for myself very early. That I said, if you stop expecting things of this person, if you stop expecting actions, if you stop expecting certain events to happen, certain emotions to happen with this person, I said, you'll never feel frustrated with them again. And she came back to me many weeks later and she said, that was the best advice you ever could have given me. That ability to release expectation on a situation, on a person, on yourself, saying words like I should or they should or we should. That word should is insidious. That word should automatically puts you in a place of lack. When you say I should be here, you're saying I'm not good enough. When you're saying we in a relationship, especially with your significant others or with your kids or with your parents, when you're saying we should be this, there not only is a resentment in that statement, but it is demeaning and diminishing the work that you have put into that relationship, that they have put into that relationship. Hi, friends. Hello. We're talking about feeling frustrated with the law of attraction right now. I don't know who we have with me, but thank you for joining. Feel free to ask questions in the comment section because I am certainly reading them. But right now, I'm talking about the word should and how it is almost an immediate block in terms of law of attraction, and that the word should is insidious. It insinuates that we or our relationships or where we are in our life is not enough. And that could not be farther from the truth. That doesn't mean you don't set goals. That doesn't mean you don't have objectives of where I would like to be. But if you get rid of the word should out of your category, the amount of peace that will wash over you, the amount of calm that will take that place of where the word should was, will be almost instantaneous. If you say, I should lose more weight. Hi, hey, we have a couple people on. Welcome. Say hello so I know who we have here. Feel free to ask law of attraction questions. I'm just talking about the word should. And again, if we, like I said, and I've done this for many years, saying, I should lose more weight. Well, that's negating any progress that I've made up until this point. That has negated all of the hard work that I have done by saying I should be further along than I am. And it takes away that appreciation of self or the other person. And it takes you out of a place of gratitude and into a place of want, lack, need, and potentially resentment. And resentment in any relationship is toxic, even the relationship with yourself. How many of you have asked for something? You've maybe prayed, you've meditated, and you've asked for whatever this magical thing is that you think is going to make you happy. And one of two things happen. Either you get it and you're happy for a little bit. And if you hear a weird sound, that is my beautiful dog shaking his collar. And you either get this thing that you prayed for, meditated on, or focused your energy on, and you're happy for a little bit. And then a new goal pops in which case you're back to feeling unsatisfied. Or you don't get it, and then you feel resentful. Maybe with, "Hi, Danielle. Hello. Oh, I'm so glad that you joined me. Oh, I'm glad I'm not alone here in the YouTube universe." Welcome, and feel free to ask any questions. And right now I'm talking about the word should, and how it is not a good for us word. It's not a feel good word. But you put out this energy, and and maybe you don't get whatever it was you had prayed for, that you thought you wanted. And you have the ability to have two reactions. One, you can take a breath and go, "You know what? It's not its right time." Or maybe there's something better for me. Or you sit in resentment. You sit in frustration. And thus the title of the program today, which is Feeling Frustrated with the Law of Attraction. That there are things we want, and we use the law of attraction in the same way that many people use prayer or meditation, and they think it's going to get them what they want. And we sometimes have to trust that our higher selves, or if you believe in a higher power or higher energy, that sometimes our higher self or that higher energy knows what is better for us than we do. They know what is best for us. They know what's for our highest good. And I say they loosely. And for those who are just joining me, because I see we have another new friend, hi, that we're talking about feeling frustrated with the law of attraction, not using the word should, because should implies an immediate lack, want, or need, and puts us on the other end of law of attraction. And by the way, if any of you have questions or comments, or maybe you are feeling frustrated with the law of attraction and you want to share your story, type it in, and we can talk and work through it. Because it took me such a long time to get set up, I am going to keep this going until about 15 past 9. So we have time for at least 2 or 3 questions. But feel free to comment and, maybe share your stories. And if this is your first time with, even listening to or thinking about law of attraction, and you want to know what it is, ask. I am happy to explain. For those, again, who are just joining, I have a book coming out this Friday. I am super stoked about it. And it is called Why Isn't It Working for Me? Law of Attraction and the Missing Pieces. The Kindle is available for pre-order. But really today it's not about pushing the book. It's about helping you to understand why the book was written to begin with. And it's that frustration. It's that people knowing about the law of attraction, doing all the steps, being positive all the time, and then they end up missing some very key steps. One is understanding that everything is in its own time. There's another big proponent of law of attraction, and they compare our intentions to seeds. And when we plant a seed, we don't expect it to grow immediately. But yet, that's what we do with our intentions. We expect it to grow immediately. If any of you are a big Abraham Hicks fan, which I am, I highly suggest listening to the videos, her CDs. There's a lot of good knowledge, to be found there. And there's a lot of people who talk about a law of attraction, but I take it from a bit of an earthier, more grounded tone. I am very much a Taurus. I am such an earth sign, so I'm super practical, and I'm not afraid to dig in to some of the negative spaces, because that's where we learn. That's where we grow. We learn and grow from those negative feelings, negative thoughts, negative actions, and it is by working through, not dwelling, but working through those negative feelings, understanding why they're there, kicking them out and releasing them, that we then become stronger, and clearer, easier manifestors, that we are able to manifest what we want as opposed to the opposite, which is our fears and our frustrations. So any questions? And I don't know who's still with me, but I see that I still have one person here. And again, thank you. Thank you for joining me. We have about 15 minutes left on this lovely little talk on law of attraction. And again, at any point in time, you have a comment, you have a question, you have a story you want to share, type it out, because I do feel that we learn from each other. And I love, helping people work through this. And I, if you don't know, I'm a coach and I'm a Reiki master. I wear many hats. And, just one of them is helping people through their blocks. It is something that I've been doing for a very long time. Oh, I love this. Okay, Danielle, that is perfect. What a perfect statement. So for those who may not be reading the comments, I'm just going to read this. That she's going through for promotion at work, that she's uniquely qualified for, not in an egotistical way, I like that, and it is okay to toot your own horn, you go for that, and that she's trying to stay positive about it. So one of the things I was talking about, I think before you stepped on, or logged on rather, I don't know what it's called, to sign on YouTube, listening in, I don't know, I'm getting stuck on syntax here. But one of the things that I was talking about, okay, I will definitely talk about that too. So several ways to look at this. First thing that I was talking about was release expectation. You know that you are qualified for this job, probably overqualified, and as you said, uniquely qualified. That puts you in a great position. However, as you said, people are not always logical, and it's not just them, it's people in general. So, air sign. Oh, I have many friends who are air signs, and we balance each other out, the earth and air. Okay, so from an earth perspective, from a law of attraction perspective, if you are meant to have this job, if it is for your highest good, trust that you will get it. And if you do not get it, because they don't see your qualifications, then you don't want to work with those people who would have hired you for that job anyway. I have a day job, and the day job that I have, I don't talk a lot about it. I try to keep it very separate. And the position I have now, I've been with for 15 years, and I love it there. I had applied for it 2 years before and did not get it. And I'm glad I didn't get it because I was not in the headspace for that job. And it was a slightly different position within the same company. And had I gotten that exact position that I had gone for the 2 years previous, the place where I had left, it was under bad circumstances. So the reviews I was getting was very different from being able to choose to take that job as opposed to, so I'm sorry, I'm speaking cryptically and it's not coming out linearly. I will try to restate and clear this up. Once upon a time, had a job. Lost that job. There was bad blood. Applied for 10 of other jobs, got one, not the one I wanted. But it was a great experience. And because the second time I applied for the job that I have now, I was in a better vibration. I was happy. I had a job already, so I didn't need this job. But it was better, and it was definitely a step up. I was in a better vibration to actually get it. And even better, I wasn't looking for it. It found me. I was in the right place at the right time, and I found out about the job before it even hit the papers. So I had put it out there that I wanted to work in this place. And at the time that I had put it out there, I was not ready. Now, I'm not saying that that is your story. What I am saying is that you already have a job. So if you want to look at this positively, you already have a job. So this job that you're going out for, it's gravy. It's gravy. If you get it, that's awesome. That is like cherry on the top of the sundae, unless you don't like cherries and it's chocolate. And if you don't like chocolate, then whipped cream. Work with me on something here. It's on top of what you already have. So you are already starting in a place of abundance. 2, because you are starting in a place of abundance, you are starting in a place where you are not needing. It is not vital that you get it. So you are automatically taking the energetic pressure off. 3, you are uniquely qualified. The only wild card here, and the only one that you cannot control or predict, is if they use logic, if they see your value. And if somebody does not see your value, you make sure that your resume, that your interview is as best as you can put it out there. And as long as you are doing your best, if they go, yes, we want this woman in this job, fantastic. Fantastic. Take it, yay. But if they don't, then you don't want to be there anyway, because then they will never see your true potential. And you are then going to be stuck in a situation with people who do not value you in that situation. And that's a hard place to be. And it's hard to work out of that. It's hard to come out of that. But the other good thing that you could potentially do is maybe see if there are promotions elsewhere, or that position elsewhere with people who would appreciate your skill set. I'm not sure how possible that is. I know a little bit about location. I certainly don't know what you do, but I know a little bit about location, so I understand that the opportunities are very limited. But if your skill set is usable in other places and it is unique, oh my goodness, that means you can write your own ticket. So I say go for it. Don't expect it, but go for it. Have fun in the tooting of your own horn. Have fun being a little bit egotistical, a little bit, like just a touch confident, not arrogant. And there is nothing wrong with being confident, with being strong and knowing who you are and your abilities. That is a beautiful thing. So in terms of you being positive, you have a lot on your plate. You have a lot to work with, both energetically and with your ability. So, yay! And I would, leading up to that interview, surround yourself with people who appreciate you. Talk to coworkers, talk to people who are going to boost you up between now and then. If you know that there's somebody around you who's a naysayer, who likes to rain on your little parade, don't spend time with them. Just separate yourself until the interview's done. And until that job, is either yours or not. But I would say you're in a really good position. I hope that answered your question and maybe helped unblocked. I don't know if you're still on. I see we have another new friend on here. Hello. Or maybe it's just another person who's re-signed back on. I know that it can boot, and we have issues with buffering, and I thank you guys for sticking it out. But hopefully this answered your question. This helped. I do have time for one more question. So if my other friend who is on, I think we might have 3 people on. If you have a question about law of attraction or situation or a story you want to share, now's the time, because I'm going to be on for about 7 more minutes, and then I'm signing off for tonight. And for any of you, thank you for the likes. I see the 2 thumbs up. Thank you. And for anybody who would like to see these kind of talks happen again, especially now that I am educating myself a little bit more on the audio lag, and hopefully we can fix the video end. Hey, G-Man. Oh, that's right. Get her done. I love it. And that's kind of the attitude that I take. I do what I do knowing that there's going to be a good part of the population who loves what I'm doing, and there's going to be a good part of the population who doesn't. And I make peace with the fact that not everybody is going to like what I do. And it's not always easy. I'm not saying like, they never get to me. No. Sometimes it does. But like putting this book out, I know that there are going to be people who adore this book, who share it with their friends, who are going to love it. I know that there are going to be people who are like, this is crap. Why am I reading this? And they read page 1 and they're done. And there are going to be people who read it out of spite because they don't believe anything in it, and they just want to know what it is they're not believing. And I'm okay with that too. Let them read it. Let them buy the book. But I know that putting myself out there's already somebody, I think I put a Facebook advertisement for, the pre-orders, and there were 2 nasty comments on there. Nobody put in positive ones. They put on the nasty, a couple nasty comments or cheeky comments, and I responded in kind. I gave him a little cheeky answer back, and I said, well, I guess this book is not for you then, is it? Winky face. Because I could either sit there and be offended that they don't believe in it, or respect the fact that they don't believe it and not buy into their baloney, nastiness that they're putting out there. And again, in the beginning of this live stream, I had said, you can look at these little blocks with a sense of frustration and the word should. It should be happening. I should be here. I should be doing this. It should be better. Or you can go, it is what it is. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. It is life. And I say that all the time. It is what it is. It is life. And we are here to learn and to grow in the same way that these live streams, it took me a long time to figure this live stream out again. I fixed some of the issues, not all. I still don't know how to fix the buffer. And it's funny, it's saying it's not receiving enough video, which I think is hilarious because it's just an image. I'm not actually showing video. So I don't know how to fix that, but we have 4 friends on. Thank you guys. Woohoo. Who else do we have? I think we have Daniel and G-Man. I don't know if PLC Programmer is still here, but shout out to y'all. And I don't know if you guys have, I know that G-Man has his own channel. I don't know if PLC and Danielle does, but if they do, check them out and take some time to check out each other's channels and like and subscribe. Like and subscribe this one, and thank you for the 2 thumbs up. Again, before I sign off today, if you just joined and you want to play back, we worked through a question that Danielle had, and I'm so thankful that she asked it. I talked a little bit about the word should and kind of why it's toxic and how to turn that chat around. Oh my gosh, we have 5 people on right as I'm about to end. Thank you. You know what? I will stay on if you guys have any more questions. If you have questions for me about law of attraction or stories and you're frustrated, I will stay on an extra 10 minutes. Oh, Danielle, thank you. Oh, hi, Nicole is smart. Oh, I'm glad you're saying hi. Oh, so many people. Oh, 5 likes. Oh, you guys are awesome. Wax on or wax off? I say wax both. On and then off. Or off and then on. No, you don't. I don't think you can wax off first. Can't go in that order. Gotta wax on first. Can you tell I'm getting punchy, guys? Oh, I'm so glad you're all here. So, for those who do not know, I have a book coming out next Friday. It is called Why Isn't It Working for Me? Law of Attraction and the Missing Pieces. I am so excited. There's going to be a book launch kind of party on my Facebook page. JD, I think it says JD Life Coach, Reiki Master. If you put JD, comma, the Indigo Pompion, the page will pop up. I also post a link to the book for pre-order. The Kindle's available for pre-order. Oh my gosh, we have 6 people. Hello, everyone. Who do we have here? Who do we have? I was just saying, I was going to go to 9:15, but you know what? Because we got such a late start, if anybody has questions or issues that you are working with and you are blocked with the law of attraction, or you have stories you want to share them. I will stay on if you have questions, because now the party's finally getting started. So play on, people. But anyway, so the book is all about, and the book I started writing because people were getting frustrated. My clients were getting frustrated with the law of attraction. They came to me saying they're doing all the steps, they're being positive, and that's what I talked about in the beginning of this video. That being positive is not always just enough. Haha, you need a girlfriend. What's up with that? Attract me to them. Well, have you ever heard the saying, I stopped looking and then they showed up? I met my soulmate the moment I stopped looking. I had that happen with a job. The job that I wanted, that I tried for, that I did not get, and we talked about with this Danielle, the moment I stopped looking, 2 years later, the opportunity fell in my lap. I did not have to look. In terms of a significant other, the best way, and that I've seen this multiple times with clients and with myself as well when I've been in relationships. Right now, I've been on a dating hiatus. But in terms of pay no attention to naysayers, I love it. The best way is to give the love you want to yourself first. When people say, wow, they're so confident, I was attracted to them because their smile or their confidence or their, confidence really just comes down to confidence. But when you start treating yourself well, you will attract somebody who treats you well. And you'll also no longer stand for people who don't pay you enough attention. You're not going to waste your time with those people. So what I would look at, G-Man, is before you kind of get yourself all hyped up into the, I want to date attitude, think about the people that you used to be with and where it kind of went wrong. So for example, I kept attracting guys who would be very attracted to me. They did it again. Oh, I think we're back. Sorry about that. I got cut off last time on YouTube. Hi there. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome. So G-Man, to answer your question, for getting a girlfriend, really the first step is figuring out what was the pattern before. So with me, it was guys that kept me at an arm length. And I thought, okay, they're not giving me enough time. But you know what the problem was? I wasn't giving me enough time first. I was working 3 jobs. And I wasn't taking time for myself. I wasn't sleeping enough. I still need to work on the sleep. I wasn't exercising enough. I wasn't taking time to do basic things that show myself love. And so that's the first thing. Second thing is do activities that you enjoy. Get yourself out there. Find other people. Just friends first. Like, find friends, find group. Meetup is really great for that. There are Facebook groups. Personally, I love Meetup, and it's meetup.com. There is a Meetup, like, dating website. I've not used that. I can't endorse that. I've never been on that. But meetup.com has all sorts of live groups that have different interests. So I know that you are into photography. I am sure that somewhere around you there are photography or art-based groups, or like really any of your interests. Take one of your interests and find groups. And once you start feeding your passions again, because really because of what we were talking about last week, the things that feed your soul have taken a back seat because you've had to take care of your health, you've had to take care of your body, and that can make it difficult to feed your passion and to feed all the things that fulfill you. But oh, thank you for the congrats. I'm gonna attempt to say your name, Jenselina. I think I said it right. Let me know if I said it right. But thank you so much for the congrats. And once you start hanging around people who are like-minded, who start attracting those friends who treat you well, you are then going to start attracting other people. Specifically, in your case, women folk who are also going to see your confidence because you're doing what you love, and they'll be like, oh, I want to date him. Because you know what? You have a great personality. You are adorable. And right now you are at a point in your life where you have to put yourself first. You have to take care of yourself. You have to make sure that, you can kind of help ease that pain. And once you kind of get over that, and as somebody who's had chronic pain for many years and other health stuff, it's like I know that I have to take care of that first, and then I can start concentrating on externally. Like even my friends have had to take a back seat because if I'm tired or sick or whatever, I have to honor that first. So hopefully that helped answer your question. But